Greetings, B-movie aficionados.
All right, another spoof movie. Here we go. Hello, welcome to A Couple of Flicks. I'm Tristan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Zach.
All right. Today we are going to be talking about the 2000 and whatever year spoof movie, The Hungover. 2014 spoof movie, The Hungover Games, on the bottom IMDB bottom 100. So
number 90.
Yes, number 90.
10 down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we made it, folks. So, yeah, it was not easy, but we pulled it off. So now we just have, the remaining
90.
Yeah, the remaining 90 to do.
89 or whatever the math.
89, something like that. Yeah, close enough. It's gonna feel like probably a lot more, but whatever. Anyway, but Hungover Games. So this is, as you could probably guess from the title, a spoof of the Hangover. The Hangover and the Hunger Games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, the two plots don't really match, but man, this film sure tries to make them match.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do either you want to try and summarize it?
I have the Wikipedia pulled up. It's actually the longest. Right. It's actually the longest plot summary I've ever seen on Wikipedia.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right. So whoever wrote it was paying close attention.
I guess
that's lucky. Yeah. Oof.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
4 friends are heading out for bachelor party for their friend Doug. The exact same plot as The Hangover.
Yeah. Yes. The first 15 minutes are like almost a shot by shot remake of Hangover 1 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only like sped up. Like
yeah.
Doug is marrying a man named Tracy. They decide to have a quiet, subdued night at a small hotel in Laughlin, Nevada. They put their friend Zach in a straitjacket to Cone to ensure he does not drug them, and they drink non-alcoholic beer. Which I found that funny that the characters' names were the actors' names of the Hangover guys.
Yep.
Oh man, I didn't even notice that, but that is actually kind of funny.
It was Ed for Ed Helms, Zach for Zach Galifianakis, and Bradley from Bradley Cooper. Yeah, those are the 3 main characters.
Oh man, Oscar nominee Bradley Cooper.
All right.
Yeah.
And Doug is just still Doug.
Was that his name in The Hangover?
I think so.
All right. Okay.
When they wake up the next morning, they find they are in a strange room littered with party and sex toys and realize that Doug is again missing. A woman named Effing walks in, which was Tara Reid, which I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
Parody movie has to have Tara Reid.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that was Tara Reid.
Yeah, the pink-haired lady from like a Hunger Games looking character.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, I haven't even thought about Tara Reid for like 10 years. So, wow. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. Woman named Effing walks in, and Zach recognizes her as a remake of Effie Trinket because he was reading the actual Hunger Games book before all that happened.
Oh yeah. Isn't he like a fan of like young adult fiction or something like that? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
When Ed attempts to leave, he opens the door only to realize they are on a train, and Zach realizes they are in the Hunger Games, or as Effing calls it, the Hungover Games. A fight to the death in an arena between various Hollywood districts. I wish I had a list of them because
I got
Well,
some of
let's
them
see.
written down. There were
Yeah,
there was the
like
there was the Johnny Depp team,
okay,
which
yeah,
was Jack Sparrow, Willy Wonka, and Tonto.
Oh yeah.
which I've seen like spoofs of both Pirates and Willy Wonka, but I don't think I'd seen any spoofs of Tonto yet. So this was a first at least.
Right.
So,
um, there was there was a Borat character. He was on his own team. Forget what they called him in it. There
Yeah.
was what was the Boobies team? I forget what they called it.
Gratuitous nudity.
The gratuitous nudity team. Yep.
Yeah. And like the running gag was that like one of them kept on getting their chest stuck in nets.
Yeah. Yeah. There was the Avatar team.
Right.
Okay.
But we're also
The horror-
topless.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's one thing that this movie does have going for it is it does have a generous amount of nudity. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Let's see. The horror team, which was like a Carrie character and a zombie.
Yeah.
There was a Lord of the Rings team, a puppets team, a Django, like Django Unchained-ish, but like
Yeah.
Desperate Housewives team.
Oh my god.
That's what I
Oh.
have written down. I think there were a few
Yeah.
more, but
Yeah. I know that there was like a Ted character type
Yeah.
thing that was like
Yeah.
in there somewhere too.
I think
I'm
he was
never gonna
with the puppets.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
He was
that's
with the
like the-
puppet team, yeah, but
Yeah, that's the one character I'm never gonna forget from this movie is the Ted character, just because of the. Well, I mean, perhaps perhaps it'll say in the summary. You know.
I'm not sure if it does.
Oh, okay. Well,
one
should I
thing I
just
liked
cut it?
about one thing I liked about the Django team is there was just like a fight out, and he shot like the other like the. I guess it would be the Leonardo DiCaprio character from Django Unchained.
Yeah, I think so.
He just shot him with like a gun and he went flying. Like the scene in Django Unchained where there was that unrealistic kind of shootout where people were like just flying through walls with one bullet, you know, just fucking popping off. Like it was
Yeah.
awesome in that movie because it was very Quentin Tarantino. And
Yeah,
this, they just
stylish.
made fun of it. They shot it and he just like fucking flew through the sky. It
Yeah.
was I didn't laugh, but I was like, ha.
Yeah, you got the joke at least. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, see
I
they're
get what
doing.
you okay.
Yeah, it wasn't funny, but yeah, okay, that's clever.
You saw the movie.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one thing that one can say about like a lot of these movies is that the people who made these movies definitely either saw the movies or saw the trailers. You know, so
Probably
Yeah.
the latter.
yeah, yeah, that's true. So.
Oh, there was Thor, gay Thor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wrote down here. I think maybe the only time I laughed was just like it was just because they all like I don't know how I never saw the Hunger Games, but so they're when it starts in this movie, they're all like elevated up, and then there's like a cache of weapons, and then it just like you know a huge just free for all like out of Anchorman happens. And one of the ones that I just laughed out loud was Thor was like unable to control his hammer. It was like, "Hey, get back here! Come on!"
Yeah,
couldn't
and he
control
like
it in
was
that
chasing it.
first scene. I laughed at that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I you know, there were a couple parts I laughed at, more just kind of like, you know, just because it was more out of surprise than anything else, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, another one was there was like the main bad guy with the funky beard.
Oh, yeah.
He brought Obama in, and he was just like an Obama character, but also like, I don't know how to say his name, the actor's name, but you know, Gus from Breaking Bad.
yeah.
It's whatever. I don't want to butcher his name. But he had that vibe as well, but Obama talk, and he was like, you know, cutting a chia pet. And it was a cat. And he gave it to the announcer dude, and he said like, "Here's a kitty cat, because you're a little pussy." I just laughed so hard at that.
Yeah. Oh lordy. Oh. Well. Okay. Well, I guess I don't know what happens next.
Okay. The three watch a video on Zach's phone and realize that Doug and the trio volunteered as tribute the previous night in their drunken state. The three then realize they'll have to fight in the games to find Doug and get him back to his wedding in time. At the training center, the three become acquainted with the other tributes and the heavily favored career tributes, including Gay Thor, Tonto, Gratuitous Nudity, Carrie, and Ted. Ed meets Catnip Everleen. What's that?
Catnip, yeah, I like that. Was the character's name just Ted?
Yep.
No. Copyright. I guess Seth MacFarlane didn't watch this movie.
No.
I was gonna say maybe it's just made by the same company, but it's not.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, probably not.
Ted was Universal. This movie was Sony.
Huh. Okay.
Oh,
Never mind then.
no lawsuit.
Yeah. Ooh, you son of a bitch.
They're gonna get so much money off the Hungover Games.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I just looked at the box office.
Uh-oh.
This actually released in theaters.
Yeah,
Oh
Thought it was
no.
like straight
wait.
to Redbox or something.
it was video sales only. Never mind.
Oh.
Okay.
But
Okay, shoot.
it was only $130,000.
Well, I mean, at least I chipped in what, $4? Wait, no, this was free off of my Prime, so
Yeah, mine too.
yeah. So
I bought the Blu-ray a while ago.
Oh.
you bitch, you bitch.
Yeah. Are there any cool special features on it?
I don't know. This went to my sell pile immediately after.
Oh, okay.
After watching it, or just after getting in the mail?
After watching it.
Yeah, I can imagine like the audio commentary was like probably like Jamie Kennedy. Oh yeah, that was funny.
So that guy was Jamie Kennedy in this?
Yeah,
I
he
think
played
so.
he played two characters in it.
Because I definitely recognize him as. I mean, I couldn't put my finger on him, but I do. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Huh.
He produced it too.
Oh,
Well, I'm not giving him any of my money.
fucking guy. I remember liking some of his stuff in the early thousands or whatever,
Yeah.
thinking it was at least funny, not necessarily liking it. But
Well,
Yeah.
He'll be on this list again.
Oh.
I'm sure. it'll
Son
pop
of
up
the
a few times.
Mask.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I hate talking baby movies.
Oh,
And there's like 4 of them on this list. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
that's
all right, well,
that's
anyway.
all this list is parodies and talking baby movies.
Okay, well. Oh well. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ed meets Catnip Everleen, a girl he met the previous night while drunk and who likes him. Soon training ends and they are sent to rooms where they will ascend into the arena. While
Okay.
searching the rooms, they see a man ascending into the arena but cannot see his face, and they are forced to leave after Zach spills bubble tea on the room's electronic controls.
Actually, I did think that was kind of funny. Not so much him spilling the tea, but the fact that he was drinking bubble tea. It's like, oh, okay, that's
She like scooped up the bubbles too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's kind of a cute little like thing they kind of tossed in to make the Zach Galifianakis character more like the character in The Hangover, I guess. You know?
He actually did a pretty good job of being like Zach Galifianakis.
I'll say all 3 of them did a pretty good job at being like, especially I like the Ed Helms. I mean, the Ed Helms character had a lot of Ed Helms inflection because I watch him a lot, and The Office. He's a big part in that. And then, I mean, I saw
Yeah.
the first 2 Hungovers and don't remember what happened in either of them because they're exactly the same. And I didn't
Yeah.
watch the third, by the way. I didn't watch the third just because I was like, this is the same thing, I'm assuming.
No, I have seen all 3, and the first one's really the only one I like. The second one was just more of the same, and then the third one is just in a straight up atrocity, and I don't even want to talk about it. So
I don't even remember the third one. I know I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I may have seen it.
it opens with a giraffe being decapitated. It's like, yeah, where's the joke?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Anyway.
The games begin and the tributes begin murdering each other. Zach becomes separated from Ed and Bradley. The two flee and spend the night in a tree to sleep, but witness the careers murder two other tributes. They see Zach with the careers and realize that Zach is allied with them to help them find and kill Ed and Bradley.
Okay.
In the morning, Bradley is urged by another tribute, Little Boo, to drop a hive of swagger jacks onto the careers sleeping below them. Which was some awful CG fucking
Yeah.
like
Dumbass.
obese bees.
Yeah,
I don't know where this was. This a parody of something? This bee thing? Like, was
I
there
mean-
like some type of deadly bees in Hunger Games of some sort? I don't know.
I mean, I did see the first Hunger Games, but I don't remember if there were bees in it. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't really remember most of that movie. I remember watching it and thinking, like, this is just like Rollerball or, you know, Running Man or like Battle Royale, you know, like all those movies that are about like people having to fight to the death and stuff. And this kind of like the Hunger Games to me kind of felt more like that, but like sort of for like a younger audience, which means that they couldn't take as many risks with it, you know. And so it kind of just like, to me, the Hunger Games was I'm sure there might have been like some scene with like killer bees or something. I know that there were like killer werewolves in it at one point, but I don't remember if there were bees or not.
I don't either. I've seen all four Hunger movies. I think.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't remember
Which one would you say was your favorite if you could choose?
Probably the first one, because that's the only one I kind of remember.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, I saw the first one in the theater as well. So, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but the bees look like crap, and they kind of, I don't know. I felt like I was gonna get a migraine looking at them. Like,
Yeah, it was so bad.
yeah.
And they suck every time you get stung, your swagger gets sucked out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Ugh.
In the process, Bradley and Ed are stung several times, and the hallucinogenic venom causes them to pass out. They awaken and find Zach has nursed them back to health, and they go search for Doug again.
Yeah, which it's like, so he was against them and now he's with them again. And it's kind of like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a spoof movie. It's not supposed to make sense. Silly me. Whoops.
Right.
Zach reveals that the reason they are in the Hungover Games is because the previous night he plugged the air fresheners that were midnight berry scented, and that the scent of the poisonous berries drugged them. He also reveals
sent him to the future of some. That's what I gathered. It sent them because they took, like, the opening shot said it was taking place in 2213 AD.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
somehow teleported them to another dimension, I guess, is kind of what it said.
He also reveals that the air fresheners may cause transportation to futuristic dystopia. That's what it
Yes,
said.
that's what it was. That was that was one of the side effects.
Yeah.
It's just more randomness, basically. It's just, I mean, that's the thing I don't like about a lot of spoof movies, is that like there's no structure to them. You could tell that like most of what they're doing kind of on the spur of the people were in the room writing, and they wrote summaries of the plot, but they didn't write any of the fine like details or anything. And then you kind of leave it to the actors to just sort of make it work. Basically, it's kind of what it feels like.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Enraged, Ed and Bradley leave Zach, who is later seduced by a female avatar. He is ambushed by the careers, but is saved by Catnip and Boo, who kill gratuitous nudity through the female, though the female avatar is also murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rip.
I guess. No more breasts, I guess,
Meanwhile, Ed and Bradley decide to reunite with Zach after a rule change that states that 4 men who share a bromance can all win together.
And they do mention like that they're changing the rules, and just the Bradley character was like, yeah, it's a plot hole, whatever, get over it.
Yeah.
So they do at least acknowledge they're not giving a fuck with plot holes and shit like that.
Yeah, which is fine. Better. It's better that a spoof movie doesn't pretend to be anything more than a spoof movie. So.
Yeah. Ed and Bradley find Zach, Catnip, and Boo, and remember that Boo may know where Doug is before she can say she is killed by Thor, who was murdered by Ed in retaliation.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, I was just clearing my throat.
Sorry. After a short funeral for Boo, Catnip decides to leave on her own to kill Tonto. The 3 decide to head back to the Pornocopia. Apparently that's what the main area is called. I did not catch that at all.
I didn't either. Where the guns and shit, or the weapons were.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense since there was a lot of dildos there.
Yeah. It was sponsored by a sex toy company.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did catch that.
Yeah.
The 3 head back to the Pornocopia after an announcement that something everyone is looking for is located there. Assuming it is Doug, the 3 rush to the Pornocopia but are attacked by Carrie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember this part.
And so what confused me for the first few minutes was like, are they on teams in general? And I mean, it is cleared up fairly soon that they aren't. It is a free-for-all until, the rules change. Because the first scene, the Carrie character immediately kills the other horror character.
Yeah.
Instantly. Like, it's the first kill almost. Like, she just telekinetics some fucking knife through her head. I was like, wait, weren't they on the same team? Are they not?
Yeah. They were trying to kind of follow like the formula of the Hunger Games and have them sort of all be from separate districts but still fighting each other, which is kind of...
My assumption was that in the Hunger Games, only one person from each district was chosen. I, of course, never seen or read or anything, so I'm not sure if that's true or not.
It's pretty much like a fight to the death from what I recall, but then but except there's like a time limit or something, or wait, no. Actually, I don't even remember, so never mind. Sorry, I that's the problem with the Hunger Games is I there were elements that I get confused with other movies, so like, yeah.
All right. Zach murders Carrie in a rage by slamming her onto the ground. I kind of laughed at that. But...
Yeah, it was just a rag doll, like a clear rag doll. Fucking.
That was funny. Yeah, I did think that was pretty funny. I gotta admit, I thought it was
like, this is for this, and this is for her, and this is for him.
Yeah, and then like somebody was like, "Dude, you just murdered a high school girl or something like that."
Yeah.
He was, and this is for prom. And then afterwards, he said, "Yeah, I kind of thought she would have more in her. I thought I'd have to go a few more rounds with her or something like that."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Ted and the other 2 puppets attack the 3, but Zach is able to blow up 2 of them using his Hunger Games book. And Catnip returns and saves Ed from Ted. She reveals she was mortally wounded in her fight with Tonto and dies with Ed beside her after showing her boobs to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
Because
was
they
a
had
boob
to-
double for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty obvious one too. Like it was
Yeah,
because
oh,
like it cut to like her face, and then like as it was zooming down, it immediately cut to just a random chest, and the skin tone wasn't even the same. Like I was like, what? And it's not like I'm the type of person who notices that. I mean, you guys know me well enough to know I don't, but like I usually don't notice that kind of thing, and
Oh,
in
I
this case I
noticed.
did. Yes. Yeah.
It was the first thing. I was like, oh, they're doing a boob double right here. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was they had her face and then cut to it was her fully clothed chest. It's, oh, here comes a boob double. And then she
Yeah.
took it off and revealed. And I was like, boob double. Because then
Yeah.
they cut back to her face, not showing it. And there
Yeah.
are a few like profile scenes of like him having his arm right in front of her like the boob. like not even, it was like a weird arm position, definitely just to
Yeah.
cover anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't have anything against like people using, body doubles for their movies or whatever.
Oh no,
They
not
don't
at
like
all.
that. But I do feel like they could have actually done something really funny with that, like in
Yeah.
this, like because it was such an obvious sort of gag that, like, I don't know, I just feel like there were a lot of like moments that they could have made funny, rather than just have it be like reference humor, like, because reference humor, like, those aren't really jokes, it's more just like take something that already exists and then exaggerate it, which is like, I don't know, it's just kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The three find out that their prize at the pornocopia is a cell phone and not Doug. And they realize they will never find him, so they call Tracy to inform him of the situation. However, after a short conversation with Zach, Ed realizes where Doug is and stops Bradley from making the call.
Same thing that happens in the Hangover.
Hangover.
Yes.
Like at the very end, they're about to break the news, and then there's a flashback, and he's like, "Wait, huh? Who? What? Oh, wait, no. Oh, I know where it is." That happens in the Hangover. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like parody of it, really. It was just
not really.
Yeah,
it's just what they do in
the
Yeah, like the first, like the opening scene of this movie and the ending scene of this movie is basically the Hangover, and then the stuff in the middle is whatever.
Yeah.
that was the more parody. The other characters, really, not the Hangover guys. The
Yeah.
other characters were more parody.
Yeah. Sorry about the crinkling, by the way. I'm trying to move some stuff. Anyway, go on.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Ed explains that Doug's tube never came up because Zach's bubble tea short-circuited the tube that sends up tributes. After looking in his tube, they see that Doug isn't there, but he emerges from the forest, camouflaged, and attacks them, berating them about how they always forget him and how he is almost never in the movies. The three tell him that they will never forget him again and that he will have more lines in the next film, and he decides to spare them.
Okay. Cool.
Another rule change states that there can only be one victor, and the four of them turn on each other. Zach proposes that they all eat poisonous berries, as the creators of the games would never let them die, as they would rather have 4 victors than none, and so would interrupt the 4 before they can eat the poison. Zach's plan fails, and after they eat the berries and die with no one stopping them, they wake up in their hotel room, realizing it was just a shared dream. The 4 go to the wedding, where Ed laments about catnip, but runs into an identical-looking girl who seems to be attracted to him. That's the Wikipedia plot.
So also, my theory was that the beans teleported them.
Yeah.
And then when they ate them again, they teleported them back.
Yeah. Like,
and also catnip from in that dimension was 17. That was a running little gag.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because like Katniss in the Hunger Games was also 17, I guess, is the joke.
Yeah.
A little awkward of a joke that they kept pulling up.
Well, I mean, when it comes to these kinds of comedies, you gotta, aim low. So
Yep.
yeah.
So, yeah,
Um,
that's the Hungover Games.
yeah, I mean, I got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I just,
I got words.
yeah.
The one just thing I thought, one other little scene I thought was stupid funny was, I know that in the Hunger Games they do like that salute with like two fingers or a finger or something like that.
Yeah,
And they repeated it, but it was the shocker.
yeah,
Yeah.
That made me
Yeah.
laugh.
yeah. And didn't they like make a song or a joke? Like I know that they like mentioned it or whatever.
Yeah, they made a joke. They were like, what's the two in the pink and one in the stink? Because they both are kind of pink and they both do stink. Which one goes where?
That's funny. Yeah, that's clever. I missed that one somehow.
I mean, this is full of plot holes, of course, but the cell phone, and they mentioned that it's full of plot holes, so good
Yeah.
on them. But the cell phone is apparently a interdimensional cell phone because they were talking from that futuristic dystopia, but talking back to wherever the fuck the regular wedding was going on.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like the general rule of spoof movies is that anything can do anything.
Pretty
Basically,
much.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, admitted, I gotta say, I actually had a easier time following Stan Helsing. Like, so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, overall, this isn't the worst spoof I've seen, but
Yeah, I didn't mind
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
still wasn't the greatest.
No, I didn't mind
yeah,
it. And here's my take. I want to run with that something came through my head, run by you guys.
yeah. Go for it.
So what I noticed was the main hungover guy characters were basically playing the hangover guys. It wasn't spoofy. Like they didn't over exaggerate really their characters. Like the other other like Hollywood tropes were definitely spoof. But the main characters and Catnip to an extent also wasn't really necessarily like over characterized. Do you think that they pitched this as the Hangover 4 and wanted to do hear me, like a hot tub time machine type of thing where it's a grounded reality with grounded-ish characters, grounded, but have a time machine hot tub / time machine air freshener. And then the people making it were just like, no, like making the actual hangovers were just like, no, we're done with these. And then they're just like, all right, let's make it a spoof.
Well, actually, I would have to say I enjoyed this more than The Hangover Part 3. So, I mean, like, so that's at least something.
And they mentioned because from what I could tell, like they were mentioning like when the Doug was complaining, they were mentioning like basically the plots of the other three. Like you left me in Vegas, you left me in, I think they went to like Thailand or Cambodia or something.
Yeah.
So they mentioned basically what happened in the third movies when he was complaining he didn't get no lines. So I'm just wondering was this originally like a spec script for Hangover 4 of just going wacky sci-fi hot tub time machine type comedy machine? Like
It's possible.
It'd be interesting direction to take it. Like Todd Phillips is like, I feel like making a genre movie, but I just feel like making comedies, like, I don't know, something like that, like making like some kind of science fiction, like fantasy hybrid with the Hunger Games and like having like that sort of thing happen. I mean, I don't know. I'd be like, admittedly, like I do feel like you mentioned earlier, how the characters sort of played like more or less the same kind of characters that they played in the Hungover or the Hangover. I mean, it's not that much of a stretch. So,
and the hot tub time machines worked. I loved both of them.
Yeah,
like go to the past, go to the crazy future. I mean, It's not
Yeah.
like it's out of the realm of possibility. I think those movies did great as well. So it's not like
Yeah. I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one, but yeah,
they're
I mean,
both good.
yeah, that's kind of what I've heard that the second film is, enjoyable as well. So, and I like the first one. So,
Yeah, that's all I got.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It like you said, it's not the worst spoof movie ever. I've seen worse, but I've also seen better. So,
Yep.
yeah.
What would you give it?
Me, one. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I gave it a
Um,
one.
Yeah, there were some parts that made me chuckle, but I don't know. Just don't really. I don't know. Yeah, but what was that? Go on.
I was just saying I give it a one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I actually liked it decently more than I don't watch many spoof movies just because I hate them, but like
Yeah.
I'd say it's better than most of the scary movies, past like 3 probably. Like I don't know how many there are, but like those
Yeah.
got real dumb.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
one
know.
of them's
Agreed.
one of them's on the list. I
Yep.
think.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. And like, yeah, I haven't watched many spoof movies just because it's not my cup of tea. But
We're gonna.
I like, yeah. But the thing
Yeah.
is, I liked this one because I had in that because in the first 15 minutes or so, I thought was this actually a Hunger Games or a Hangover pitch, and then I kind of watched it through that lens of because they were straight up acting the characters part, not like a spoof of the characters. In all honesty, so I'll give it like a
Yeah.
2.5 just because I watched it through that lens. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this could work as like a, again, a Hot Tub Time Machine-esque fucking
Nice.
grounded sci-fi reality comedy if they wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, I will say again, this is another movie that I don't think is really bad enough to be on the bottom 100. Like and I know that like Stan Helsing is on this list either is as well, and I don't really think either of those films are bad enough to be on the bottom 100. Like I could think of worse spoof movies than both of those, and so I'm kind of wondering like because there's another Hunger Games spoof on this list, the Starving
Really?
Games.
Yep.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah, and I'm kind of wondering like if like how bad that one is. I mean, because if this is considered bottom 100 material and that one is too, like I don't know, like yeah. Just yeah. So, but then again the number 1 bottom 100 film is a spoof movie, so
Yep.
Yeah. They don't do well.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
yeah, it's probably the one I'm least looking forward to out of everything on this list, which is why it's kind of a bummer that it's number 1 because it's the last one we're doing. It's like, oh no. So, but that's okay. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I saw it, but I wouldn't watch it again. Again, it's another like spoof thing. So,
Yeah, no need to watch it again.
yeah. All right, cool. So the Hungover Games, 2014, forever and always.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, until next time, have a good night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too.